Hello, everyone. Welcome back to yet another political episode. Welcome back. We got great news when it comes to Donald Trump. He is surging in polls. He's gained 0.4 in one day. That is amazing. We're supposedly going to add another. There's supposedly going to be another poll that has been released favoring a Trump win. But anyway, this is going to continuously surge Trump's momentum. Our goal is to keep those Biden victory polls down at the bottom. So you'll see the last Biden poll is Marist. That's something we need to remember. Marist, Biden +3. All right. So as we continue to get closer to election day, Biden and Trump will somehow collide. But if they don't, that's great. But we got to keep in mind the margin of error and the chance that the polls might be wrong. The Democrats are telling us the polls are wrong. Suddenly the polls are wrong. It's just ridiculous. As like in 2020, they said the polls were right. It's what's up goes up, what's down goes down. You see how it goes? Or in other words, what is up is down and what's down is up. This is what the Democrat logic really is about. So, yes, this is what it looks like close if in reality in the coming days. Yes, Trump ahead by 46.6 percent. That's a really good number to look at. So, let's take a look at the electoral map. Yes, 312 electoral votes. And we know why those votes continue to go on, right? Because apparently this is why Donald Trump is getting indicted. Because they are freaking out. Because they realize that Donald Trump is going to win. Guys, the Democrats are literally saying Donald Trump's going to win. That's why they're indicting him. Why do you think they're aiming to indict him 5 times? Why? They don't do this to one man. Usually one indictment is enough to get them down. Now, they're trying to indict him. They're trying to spam indict. This is what describes an impulsive child. Joe Biden calling Trump a child, I think the funny fact is that Joe Biden is run and puppeted by literal children. Because, sure, yeah, Donald Trump, he has a personality, okay? The Democrats hate him because of his personality. They don't like his political positions, and they try to use his personality against him. They try to paint him out as the sour guy, but it does not work. I'm telling you. The Democrats are shooting themselves in the foot. So they try to indict Trump for everything means what? They should be aiming at the insurrection more. And the fact that they aren't, that tells us that the insurrection that wasn't is a dead meme, right? It's a dead meme. It's a dead card for the Democrats. They doesn't work anymore. The Biden campaign will continue to campaign on that. And I will tell you that's going to be a major issue in the general election. Expect it to be a major issue. And the fact is, Trump needs to figure out how he's going to counter that. And in reality, Trump should equip and say, hey, you know what? The Democrats and Biden are insurrecting our unity. They are using the insurrection to gain money and votes. And while they are doing that in the process, they are ripping families apart. No, I'm not talking about the border, like the Democrats like to say. I'm talking about literally ripping families apart, destroying relations between liberal and conservative families. Because I'll tell you what, 60% of Americans or more, is my estimation, 60% or more of Americans are related to Democrats or related to someone that are Democrats. I'll tell you guys, my father, he used to be a Democrat. He was a Clinton voting Democrat. But he came to the Republican Party way before the Trump era, way before the Obama era, because right in 2000 was when he joined the Republican Party. 2000 is an interesting year to join the GOP, if you will. He basically, his reason of joining is, okay, this Republican Party seems to be a party of reason. And the Democratic Party was a party of reason too, right? But the Republican Party or Iraq wasn't their best reasonable moment, just to clarify. But the Iraq, the Republican Party seems to be reasonable with low taxes. Low taxes. Why is low taxes bad? Okay, once again, it does not fix things. The Democrats, they want they want more programs, more aid to veterans. All right, I'm not against aiding veterans, guys, but we got to remember, we got to think of the consequence of giving aid to veterans. All right, who's going to pay for it? Who's going to pay for it, guys? It's definitely not the Democrats. They're the ones that are offering it. They should pay for it in reality. They should give every money. But no. I think Chuck Schumer and all the Democrats should split out the amount, but they don't. They say American taxpayers can pay it. So what ends up happening is the veteran aid, joins the other cluster of aid that we're giving people. We are giving aid to, once again, we have minimum wage. We have health care, as you know, Obamacare. Add that with Obamacare. Add that with inflation. Add that with the current state of the economy. So I'm not surprised why a lot of Republicans are saying no right now. If taxes were low, then sure. Because what ends up happening is all that hurts middle-class families like me. Middle-class families that struggle to go to the grocery store and get food and have to live off of what we have before we get the paycheck the next week. Frustrating, right? So that's why my father joined the GOP. And I'm glad he did. He is more of a libertarian. He is a critic more of the GOP now, because I'll tell you, GOP has dumb leaders. I'm going to be honest. They have some dumb leaders rolling it right now. Ronna McDaniel is a huge dumb leader. We have Mitt Romney, John McCain. Dumb, dumb, dumb. And then we get to the recent elections. He is more of a libertarian. He's like, it's none of your business. Don't worry about, as you know, the abortion. But in a way, yeah, abortion is an issue that we need to be concerned about, because once again, Planned Parenthood, who is paying for that? Government funded program, another program that American taxpayers are paying, and I'm happy, because now that Roe v. Wade's overturned and Dobbs v. Jackson is installed, the Democrats will say, "Oh, all the women, they're going to be bleeding to death. They're going to be dying. Oh no, no! If you don't like Dobbs v. Jackson, leave to a free state, as we can call it. Leave to a state like California, Minnesota. Guess what? Wyoming is an abortion state, believe it or not. 68% of the population supports abortion. I'm not surprised, because the state is very libertarian, and it has voted and defended abortion ballot measures in the past. So go to Wyoming. It has anti-abortion leaders. Go anywhere. Guess what? The South? Just avoid the South. That's it, guys. That's it. really, Dobbs v. Jackson was gave some relief to taxpayers, mainly in southern states. That's why Republicans are doing so well. Once again, there's a cluster of people that don't like the Dobbs v. Jackson decision, but but more Southerners care about the tax rate and the economy than the conspiracy of abortion, that it somehow saves a woman's life. So that's my take. So yes, I forgot how I got into this conversation. We keep branching off, but it's important. That's how cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs the Democrats are. They went from a party. I wanted to encourage other Democrats to think back. What about Kennedy? From Kennedy, we got from Kennedy, who opposed war, right? And if Kennedy was around, he would say no war to Ukraine, no aid to Ukraine. Forget it. This is their war. Although he did start a war himself. Maybe Kennedy's not the best example. But even going back then, most of the Democrats at the time said no war, right? We wanted to stop the Vietnam War. We wanted to stop that war. We wanted to stop Iraq. We went from that to now supporting wars because we feel that it's somehow our responsibility, being the major superpower, to aid countries that are unable or unsuccessful to defend themselves. Here's the problem with that. It's not our issue, number one. Number two, we have to pay for that war. And who's going to pay for that war? The people, right? We have to pay for the Ukraine. We have to pay for aid. We have to pay for everything, guys. We have to pay for veteran aid. We got to pay for Ukraine. We got to pay for Israel aid. We got to pay for, as you know, medical care, Medicare. Somehow pay back Obamacare, which was a huge disaster. Don't tell me it wasn't. The point is, the Democrats are crazy. And they somehow think they're going to win an election because Donald Trump's a criminal. Here's the thing, guys. I don't know if you guys heard, but Jill Stein is now a criminal. She was arrested 20 hours ago. And she was among 100 protesters that insurrected. We can call it insurrection because it kind of is. Insurrected a Columbia State University. Heck, Democrats can storm thousands of universities multiple times, like the Columbia State, and get away with it. How is that the different? I mean, yes, it's more important because that's the capital. Democracy lies in that capital, and that's the logic of most people. But come on, violence is violence. We're not going to condemn this, guys. We are not going to condemn this. Then you might as well stop whining about January 6th. Cut it out. And you say, who's more extreme? I think pro-Palestine's extreme. Like, 100%. These people don't care if their noses are broken. They don't care if their skulls are crushed. They don't care if they are annihilated. They don't care. Honestly, I think these people are so deluded that they think that, they're going to go and give us hugs. No, they're not. They're going to come over here and blow you up because you are descendants of their enemies. Come on, you are a descendant of the people that happened to so-called oppress Palestine for over 80 years. So they're going to blow you up. This is how evil they are. Come on, guys. It's simple logic. Jill Stein, you dimwit, doesn't understand. She gets herself arrested for something that's going on in the Middle East that's none of her control. What do you think storming a university is going to do? It's going to give a health boost for the Palestinians in Gaza? Boop, 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 boop. You're getting a heart boost, your lives go up. This isn't a video game. Come on. I'm being very facetious and very sarcastic, but this is honestly what it is, a joke. A complete joke. I mean, we needed to keep going. This is what's going to make Joe Biden lose. It's funny how we get let's talk elections, a complete left-wing fanatic who actually thinks Biden is going to likely win, like over 10 points. Can you guys believe this guy? And how is he an analyzer? How? This Looney Tune buffoon does not know math at all. He doesn't know the numbers. Look at what we have. He has exactly no proof. He says, ignore all the polls. Oh, that's going on right here. Record polls. Trump actually polling for the very first time ahead of Biden for several months. Ignore that. We don't want to show you that. Biden's going to win by over 20 points in November. Really? Because the reason of that being is Trump bad, Trump orange, and Trump racist. That's not a reason. That's not legitimate. Right? And the reason why they're going after this guy, Donald Trump, is so that they have chances of winning. Like I said before, guys, Trump is winning. And that's why they're going after him. Guys, I'm telling you more before. They're going to go harder on Trump now, seeing that he's going up. They're rushing super fast to try to get that fourth indictment in. On whatever. It could be, Donald Trump ripped the price tag off his cushion. Oh no, we're going to indict him. Oh, you criminal Trump. You really bad Trump. Yeah, they can find everything. And like, as ridiculous as it is, like taking a price tag off a cushion or off your pillow, they will still indict him. As long as you're in New York being tried and trialed, and people in New York can't think for themselves. They are literally NPCs, and they're little robots that are rigged, and that rig the system and say, hey, let's not think about it. He's guilty because Trump bad, Trump racist. Like, really, you're not going to actually think about the ridiculousness and the waste of time. Ultimately, in the end of the day, criminalhood isn't that bad, right? It isn't bad, guys. It's not bad to be a criminal. So why should Trump lose if he's a criminal? Why should Trump lose? Why are they thinking Trump loses if he's a criminal? I have a good answer to question to that. Because we live in a society where it's okay to be a criminal. If you get arrested, you get bailed out. We have New York, Chicago, Los Angeles, Oakland, run by criminals. You rob a store, you kill someone, you get bailed out for it, and you go back on the streets. Democrats are showing the world that it's okay to be a criminal. And why do you think Trump's doing good in the polls? Being indicted is nothing. Because not to the American people anymore. Because the authorities are not trying anymore. They're deprioritizing. And besides, why should the average centrist or moderate who's been concerned about the economy? Let's see. President Joe Biden's job approval, 15.9% of the margin. That is that's a solid defeat for Joe Biden if this was the margin for Trump. You'll see direction of the country. Minus 40.9. The overall approval rating of Joe Biden. Why do you think overall that the remaining 56%, not we can say, it's obviously not going to be, let's just say 12% of Americans that aren't voting for Joe Biden, the 12% of Americans that voted for Joe Biden in 2020. Why do you think the 12% of Americans should stand in a line for an hour to vote for someone that they don't like, to vote for someone that they think is not doing a good job? Why can't you just hold your breath and see what happens? That's what I think is going to happen with the moderate vote. They could go for Kennedy. They could go for, a lot of radicals could go for West. Stein, despite her now being arrested in the hands of authorities as we speak, she could gain some support from that, because that's showing her Green Party narrative, and the Green Party is overwhelmingly pro-Palestine. It could generate some support, and honestly, I don't know. There is no reason why, seeing that overall, their majority of the Green Party is going to sympathize. They're probably enraged. You mean we can't cause destruction and raid the university? We can't destroy public property and treat people like garbage and give threats to people? That's criminal? Seriously, yep, that's the logic. As long as it's for an issue against right-wing fascism, then you can do whatever you want. As long as it's in the name of good, they say. You can raid a university. It's for a good cause. Like, the logic of these people. I talked a lot today. It was really a deep thought moment. But overall, Let's Talk Politics is diluted as usual. Hang on. Let's Talk Politics is a different guy. My bad. Let's Talk Politics, I think he's somewhere in the center. Let's Talk Elections is diluted. Clarify my words. Yeah. Not looking at the polls and just jumping into an opinion and having an emotional opinion about it is not how analytics works. We have the numbers in front of us. Joe Biden's job approval, minus 15.9. Trump versus Biden, Trump 0.4. We recognize and acknowledge the fact that both Trump and Biden are unpopular. Okay? Which one's more popular? You'll see, here's the bets. Yes, Biden is somewhat higher. But you see, in a span of in the couple months, it was mainly all Trump. These are bets. These are crazy opinions. Yes, the Biden thing has surged, but here's the thing, guys. Logically, here's what's we have to remember, the people that stormed in a university and got arrested, not to mention a lot of people storm universities, Joe Biden needs those people. Joe Biden needs the university insurrectionists. He needs their vote. And he's having massive backlash. So yes, oh, look at that. Biden is ahead of Trump. Biden's gonna win. Well, yeah, these are the betting odds. Okay? This is the RCP average. But looking at actual numbers, Trump's ahead of the polls. We're seeing good signs. And the fact that Trump is ahead of the polls this early in, for the very first time in his political career, and ahead in all of the swing states, that's a good sign. Sure, we'll give Biden one win. We'll give him the betting odds. But I believe, like polls, the betting odds will turn on him. Betting odds are not polls. They're opinions. But what do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments. And as always, I'll see you all in the next political episode.